12, but we did it for 9. Been talking at my back, but that's the only way to see the spine. Popping it, the bust, I'm rolling on my wrist, cause I value in time. Tommy know it figure, yeah, we got a Tommy and it's gonna figure. Feel like a passion turner, cause a violate, we gonna let Rico figure. Money talks, double checking the price, no, I might really highly reconsider. I cannot take me no selfies, life that I live in, I swear they can fit in no picture.
Let me get up in here. What's going on, everybody? Your girl is in the building. I love doing that. What's up, you guys? How are you doing? Let me know how y'all feeling. Let me know what y'all been watching. I have had the craziest week. I got the bright idea to see 7 movies in the theaters in 3 days. I did. That is what I did. My husband told me, he said, you know what? You about to be real busy with the baby. Why don't you take this time and just chill? I got the baby for 3 days. I said, bet I'm going to be at Regal. And I was straight up at Regal for 3 days straight. Not even kidding. I saw 7 movies. So I want to tell you about them. But let me know what y'all been watching. Like, what's the best thing you watched this week? Let me know. Because, this week was pretty cool. Watching 7 movies, overall, it was cool. But the best time I had was with rewatches. And that's not fun for me. But let me tell you what I was watching. And we're not just going to do that. We're going to talk about what I watched. I want to hear about what you watched. We're also going to get into some movie news because there is some crazy stuff going on right now. Not like crazy, but in a good way, but also some things concern me. So I want to talk about that. And I want your thoughts. Like, I'm here to connect, to communicate. Let's talk. And then, we're going to talk about what's coming to theaters and also what's already in theaters. And then, I got some free movies for you, because why not? So let's get into it. So the first movie that I saw was Power Ballad. And that one is starring one of those Jonas brothers. I don't know which one, to be perfectly honest with you. And I want to say it's Nick, though. I hope it is. Now I got to look it up. But him and Paul Rudd. And it's about, a pop star that steals this guy's song. And he's like a nobody, quote unquote. And he steals his song. And the movie is about that essentially, but the themes that are in it, are about, I don't know, like almost like self-acceptance, and it's kind of sweet, but it was all right. It didn't rock my world, but it was a cool movie to watch. What's up, Patrick? Patrick's in the building. How you doing, man? And you are first. Welcome in. I watched Spider Noir in black and white all week. Did you finish it? Let me know if you finished it. I haven't finished it yet. Brandon and I are watching it together. So, and he's been busy. So I think we've only seen like 3 episodes. But let me know if you finished it and let me know how you liked it. So I'm talking about the first out of 7 movies that I saw this week. I saw Power Ballad. That's the one I was talking about. And like I said, it was cool. It was heartwarming. The only thing that really bothered me about it was it just kept taking me out of the movie was the fact that I wasn't buying into Paul Rudd as a singer. There are some people that I just don't buy into them as singers. Even if those were his vocals, which I don't know, he wasn't selling me on that he was a singer. And the tracks were like pre-recorded, and I always can appreciate when the vocal tracks, at least they sound like, it's okay that they're pre-recorded, but like pre-record them in the environment that you're showing it to us in. So if it's a concert, I don't want it to sound like a track. That's really what my issue was. I was like, this sounds like a clean studio track, like, bruh. So that was one thing I didn't care for. But beyond that, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed Power Ballad. It was cool. Doing good. Gonna watch it in color this week. Yes, I finished it. I thought it was really good. Yes. Every episode has been great so far. The first three episodes, I can't even remember how the last one ended, but I wouldn't want to spoil anything anyway. But yeah, I was enjoying it, and I'm glad to know that you finished it and you enjoyed it enough to go rewatch the whole thing in color. See, I started in black and white, but I was like, let me see before I commit, because I was committed to the black and white spider, experience. But man, when I tried that color, it was over, because I love the color grade so much. You know what I mean? Like, I just think it's just beautiful. And the fact that the show, to me, plays like a comic book, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it, dog. And I was like, yeah, I want to appreciate the artistry that went into the color. But I might still go back and watch the whole thing in black and white just to see if it's an experience, if I feel up to it. But yeah, man, that's what's up. I'm curious to know which one you end up liking better. So the other movie I saw in theaters this week was Masters of the Universe. So I saw that with the family, and that was pretty cool. I think the fact that I saw Masters of the Universe 1987, I would have preferred more of that tone, which is more of a serious tone with some comedy, whereas this one was a very, very like silly, light tone that seemed to be geared toward the youth, while still doing things for people who remember the OG He Man, like by having Dolph Lundgren there to kind of like pass the torch. I thought that was cool, and I really appreciated that moment because of having seen the 1987 version. I but there were things, and I liked Jared Leto in what he chose to do, but I would have preferred a darker Skeletor and something that had more practical effects for the Skeletor face, not so much full blown, CGI. But because of what appears to be the audience that they're targeting, I see why they did what they did. They made a movie for a particular audience, and I was not part of that audience, but I still enjoyed it. It was funny. I liked He-Man. Adam, I was connected to him. So that was a cool watch with the family for sure. Have you guys seen He-Man? Let me know if you've seen He-Man. I keep saying He-Man. Masters of the Universe. So before I started watching it, I seen a YouTuber who watched it and did this, so he highly recommended it. Oh, okay. That's what's up. Well, I guess my first way will be color, and then I'll go back and watch it in black and white. But I feel you. I love that for you because it does look good in black and white. You want to see He-Man? I'd like to say I thought it was fun, but it is really like it's young. You know what I'm saying? There's like no darkness in it for real. Maybe some of the monsters, but still it's very like kiddie, but still enjoyable, especially, yeah. It said it will be He-Man to me. No, for real. I always say He-Man. I always be like, yeah, well, I went to go see He-Man. But yeah, I try to remember it's Masters of the Universe. Oh, this girl, what's her name? Something Your Girl. I can't think of her name, but it's a creator I follow, and she called it Masters in Disguise. She was like, y'all, I just saw Masters of Disguise. I was hollering. Oh, that was so funny to me. But I was like, whatever. It's He-Man to me. And then I saw Disclosure Day. Who saw Disclosure Day? We need to talk about Disclosure Day. I've been thinking about it. Because when the movie went off, I was like, okay, I wanted to know what she had to say after her final word. And I have a problem with the fact that they did not give that to me. Just like I have a problem with Backrooms that I did not get an explanation about what is this place? Why are we here? I don't like to leave movies with too many questions. I want to feel complete. I want to feel whole. You know what I'm saying? I want this story to end, but you can set me up for a continuation, but don't leave me on a cliffhanger with a movie. Do that in the post credits. Like like Marvel does or something. Like I don't know. It just so disclosure day. I'm trying to figure out what the message was. I think the message is has a lot to do with communication and acceptance. But it's like, okay. I don't know. But let me start with the good. I loved Emily Blunt's performance. She did a great job at displaying all these different emotions. She was scared, she was confused. She, was all these gifts are emerging on her. Like, so, all these things are changing. And then we're seeing the different tactics that the government's using to try to get things done to protect this information. I enjoyed the ride. It was a good ride. Just like Backrooms was a good ride. It was cool. But then we get to the end and I asked and I found myself, there was a really pivotal moment that was happening that I think I was supposed to care about but didn't. So I'm like, maybe y'all didn't really do enough to make us connect with these characters because I just don't care about any of this. Okay, the information is I just didn't care. That's really kind of what it ended up coming down to. I didn't really care enough, but I did enjoy Emily Blunt's performance and I enjoyed the ride we were on. But some of these movies are just not nailing their endings for me, and it's really just pissing me off. Just to be perfectly frank, it's really upsetting. I felt the same way about Scream 7. I'm here for it. I'm along for the ride. But dag nabbit, the ending that she gave me, it just like, So that's kind of how I feel about Disclosure Day. I found myself leaving the theater asking myself, what was the point of this? Like it was cool, but what was the point? What was the point? What was the message? So that was Disclosure Day. And that was cool. And then I ended the day with Stop That Train. I did a triple feature this day. So I'm talking about my 7 movies that I saw in theaters this week. And I just think it's so funny that I was able to see 7 movies in theaters because AMC A-List could never. I love AMC A-List, but they could never. Anyway, so Stop That Train. I saw Stop That Train. Now this was probably a smaller release, but it was starring RuPaul. RuPaul was the president. I was like, interesting. And it seemed like everyone from Drag Race was in it. So if you're familiar with that show, which I'm not, but I'm familiar with some of the faces, but it was like it was airplane funny. Airplane style of comedy, Naked Gun movies. What else is kind of like that? Spaceballs. Like that's the kind of film it was. That's the kind of funny that it was. And it was cool. It had some breakout choreographed stuff, like drag shows, and that was cool. But it was so silly. And some of the jokes were landing, some of them weren't, and the graphics were horrible. It's overly ridiculous, and it knows it, and it knows its graphics are trash. But they don't care that because it's that style of comedy. So it was fun. The people in the theater were cracking up, but like I said, some of it was landed for me, some of it wasn't because I'm not really the target audience for that film. You know what I'm saying? I'm not within the community. So some of the jokes I'm just not going to get. But I think for people who are more familiar with the jokes that go on within the LGBTQ community, I think it would be a riot. But like I said, it was kind of funny to me, but it was real stupid too. Um, so that one was cool. And then the breadwinner was fine. You know, it was cute. It was a heartwarming movie. I could have skipped that one, you know, just because like some of the jokes were landing, some of them weren't, and I was like, it was cool, but I could have definitely skipped that one because I was sitting there like I could have caught this one at home, and I want to support the theater, so I'm always gonna just go see stuff in theaters. You know, I have a pass, like why not? But I could have waited for that one for sure because I was just like, I pretty much just sat there and had breakfast. And then I rewatched The Furious and Obsession because they are both that good. They are that good. That was the highlight of my week. Like I had 3 days to burn the theater down with movie watching, and my rewatches were the highlight of the 3 days. That's the part I did not like about my 7 movie marathon. I did not like the fact that my rewatch of The Furious and Obsession beat the 5 previous movies, beat them down. I was like, bruh. But I had so much fun rewatching them. One thing that I picked up from Obsession on the rewatch was that they told us everything that we needed to know about Bear in his opening monologue. He is the one that is obsessed and has been from the onset. And looking at the whole movie through that lens, I think gives us the perfect picture. And that's all I'm gonna say. Patrick, have you seen Obsessed? Who's seen Obsessed? Obsessed. Obsession. Because if you haven't seen Obsession, I recommend it. I love Obsession. I think it's so cool. And it has Easter eggs in it for those that want to go hunting. It's funny. We can see ourselves in these characters. I think that's what makes Obsession so great for me, at least. I can see myself in Freaky Nikki, like how I am possessive of my husband. Like, I don't want nobody to look at him. Don't fucking touch him. Don't, why are you touching him? I get like that. I don't, put that out in the world, but he knows, my private crazy when it comes to people talking. I'm like, why are you hugging people? Like, just don't. Because he's mine. He's freaking mine. And, you know, don't touch my stuff. So I see pieces of myself in Freaky Nikki. I haven't seen it yet, but one of my coworkers said to watch it. Definitely watch it. I think it's going to be in theaters at least for another 2 weeks. I don't know, but watch it. I strongly recommend that you watch it. I would love to hear what you have to say about it. But it's great. It's great. And and I'm sure men can see pieces of themselves in um what's his name? In Bear. You know how, the things you do and the lengths you go to get the girl of your dreams, and I think we can see pieces of ourselves in these characters. But it's so fun, and it's just fun, and it just goes there. It just goes all the way there. I need to do a non-spoiler discussion about this movie because now that I've seen it twice, I feel like I understand it, and I'm like, I see what y'all were doing here, and I'm just like, oh, it's that movie is great. And The Furious. Do you like martial arts action? Because The Furious has some of the best choreography ever. It's so freaking cool. And the sound design goes so hard. You feel like you're in a Dolby Cinema. I had to check when I left the theater for Mystery Movie Monday to make sure that we weren't in the Regal's RPX, um, in Regal's RPX auditorium because it was bumping like that. It was bumping. I loved it though. I loved it so much. I think my TikTok stream went out. But yeah, if you like martial arts action, go see The Furious while it's still in theaters. It's such a treat. It's such a treat. And people are enjoying it. Like, I'm hearing nothing but great things. I wonder if it's playing near you because it's kind of a limited release, which is awful. I feel like that's a tragedy that The Furious did not get a wide release. But at the same time, it dropped on the same weekend as a Steven Spielberg film, Disclosure Day. So, oh man, what the heck? Why can't I find? Oh, okay. So it is still working. It made it look like my live went out, but I guess it didn't. So, yeah, The Furious is amazing. It's so amazing. And it goes there too. I love a film that goes there. Like, they don't just push the boundaries, like, they create new ones. So much so that there's one creator on here that was talking about it. She was like, I don't like, anything that has to do with napping children. And it was just too much for her. And she couldn't finish it. So, but it goes there. It goes there. I was like, oh my gosh. I love The Furious. I can't say enough about The Furious. And it is definitely is going to be part of my collection. Any piece of physical media that they release on the Furious, I plan on getting. It's like that. I want to see the BTS. I want to see it all. So to whoever controls that, I want physical media, and I want a cool steel book with like a crate with whatever design they want to go with. But I would love a steel book 4K USD joint of that. So that was my 7 movie lineup. That was fun. I had so much fun in the movie theater with all of that. It was nice to just be in the air conditioned auditorium, having movie snacks and just chilling. It was great. So, movie news. Some stuff has happened this week. Huge stuff that I think is so amazing for the industry. So, one of those things is Proximity Media. They signed an exclusive TV deal with Netflix. Now, Proximity Media is the production company is Ryan Coogler's production company. And so it's Ryan Coogler, Sev Ohanian, and Zenzi Coogler. They all founded Proximity Media, and they've produced Fruitvale Station, Black Panther, all of Ryan Coogler's films, basically. So they just signed an exclusive Netflix deal. Sorry, eyelash in my eye. And that's amazing. I love that for them. I do. I think it's freaking fantastic that they got a deal like that with the top streaming service. I love that for them, and I am so here for it. Well deserved. They've been pumping out amazing content consistently for years. For the people who knew what they've been doing before Sinners, like, Ryan Coogler has brought in billions at the box office. Like, dude, they're telling original stories, and they killing it. So I love that for them. I just don't love Netflix like that right now. Netflix and I just, I love their documentaries. I love their stand-ups. But when it comes to their movie selection, I get frustrated with them because even though I pay for access, I don't get to have access to everything on the platform. And that's frustrating because we're not talking about premium stuff here. Even if we were, I just feel like if you have access here, give me access to everything. Why do I need to have a top tier and you want to tell me some nonsense that it has something to do with the ads? Like, I'm already paying to be here. you're still running ads. I might as well go. That's why I be on Tubi, because if I'm gonna watch ads, I don't want to do it on a paid platform. You know what I'm saying? So that's frustrating. And now you're telling me, because of the advertising, as advertisements and licensing and whatever all these other issues are, that for some reason I can't watch The Wedding Planner. Why can't I watch the Wedding Planner? This is incredibly frustrating. Like, out of all the things, Netflix is they always getting canceled. Every time I turn around for the last like 2-3 years, every year Netflix is getting canceled. And I get it. People have their heels to die on when it comes to Netflix. But for me, I want to be able to watch all the movies on the platform. If I gotta pay for access, give me full access. Not like the partner stuff. If you're partnering with whoever and I gotta pay for that add-on, that's different. But like, why can't I watch The Wedding Planner? You know, that's ridiculous to me. I don't like it. And Netflix be making me mad. And they keep going up on their prices as well. And it's like, for what? For what? What are you doing to the platform that makes me want to spend more money to stay here? And I don't spend money on it now. I only have it because it comes through my cell phone bill. Because if my cell phone bill didn't pay for it, I wouldn't even have it. So that is what frustrates me about the deal. That's my personal issue, because I have beef with Netflix right now. But I'm trying to bridge the gap, because if my favorite production company is going to be over there, then I got to go watch. I got to go over there. And I know they knew what they were doing in making this deal. I can't imagine how much money they got. That's what I want to know. I want to know how much money Proximity Media is walking away with. Honestly, that's what I want to know. Because that Netflix they got the yams. They got the yams. And Sev, he got to get to the yams. That's the money man. Sev be over there. That Sev O'Haney. How can I get to those yams? Sweet yams. We got to get to the yams. That's a Martin TV show reference for those that don't know. That was a moment between Martin Lawrence and Tommy Davidson. But yams is money. And Sev be trying to get to them yams, and they have leverage. I'm not mad at it. I love it. I love it for them. I just don't want to go over there. Illuminated Pro, what's up? How you doing? Welcome in. We talking movie news. I was just talking about how Proximity Media, my favorite production company, led by Ryan Coogler and Zinzi Coogler and Sev Ohanian, they just signed an exclusive deal for their TV series. Everything's gonna be on Netflix, and I have feelings about it, but I'm so happy for them. I am over the moon for them. I just need Netflix to get their shit together. And then Quinta Brunson, she's the one that you would see on Abbott Elementary. She just signed a deal with 20th Television. So under Disney, or Disney is under that, I think. So they kind of swapped, because Ryan just left Disney from having a 5-year deal with them, and they produce stuff like Eyes of Wakanda and Lionheart, the Lionheart series, which I still need to finish. And so they're like swap places. She went over to Disney, and Ryan is now at Netflix. And I'm like, is that what's next for Quinta? Is she gonna head over to Netflix next? I don't know. But they both are pumping out some fire content. So I'm excited about it. And then Curry Barker, the director of I know, right? It is totally like a wife swap. I'm curious to see what Quinta does over there. What kind of content she's going to be producing for them. But it's exciting because content's coming, and I just hope that Netflix also doesn't do the whole, here's a season and then it's not coming back. I hope they don't have any control, basically, when it comes to the product. I hope that, Proximity Media decides when the series is over, not Netflix, because they just be throwing stuff out and people be mad. So yeah. And then Curry Barker, who's the director for Obsession, They he has another movie already ready, like in the can, already shot. I don't know if it's edited, but his next movie is already shot, and the next two movies he's doing are going to be produced through Blumhouse and Atomic Monster, which are James Wan's production companies. I think there's another person that owns it too, but James Wan is the guy that did Saw, um, the first one, the first two, maybe three. I don't know. We should do a Saw marathon. I'm thinking about movies that we should do during the Halloween season. What up, Blue? How you doing? So yeah, and they're talking an Obsession sequel with like a different storyline. So I'm like, we can keep the Obsession thing going. I'm here for it. Keep this whole One Wish Willow thing going. So I'm happy for him. Curry Barker and even Quinta, she came from making viral content. Like, we are in the age of the content creators, and this is a moment in time, you guys, because I feel like the pendulum is about to swing in the opposite direction. Some of these movies have been rough. There are some gems, but there are a lot of duds these days. I mean, that's my opinion. But there's still great stuff, but not like things used to be where it just seemed like it was banger after banger after banger. And I think it's because, whenever fresh talent enters the chat, basically, it changes things up. So now these creators who have not had access to Hollywood, have not been given the keys to the kingdom because of advancements in technology and also just networking and being able to build a team and to do things for cheap or just write things that are going to be cheap. Like Obsession was done for $750,000. So with that, we're getting fresh ideas. We're getting original stories. We're getting people being cast not based on their social media following. You know what I'm saying? Not based on, yeah, that they have X amount of subscribers or because they're dating this person. They just pick the best person for the part. We get that in indie films. That's the beauty of indie films. It's just that we usually don't get to see them. But an indie film was strong enough to get this distribution. And now YouTube, even Reddit, they're diving into these social media platforms looking for fresh creators, looking for fresh ideas, looking for people to tell stories beyond film school. They're like the path to Hollywood has changed. And that's amazing for the people who are trying to get to Hollywood. I think this is a moment in time where we're seeing things change and things happen in real time. So I'm like, don't miss it. This is huge. You're exhausted. Oh, Blue 70 said, I'm exhausted after a double feature. I heard that. What did you see? Toy Story 5 and what else? I'm trying to wait for my husband to see Toy Story 5. I don't think I'm going to make it. Because we're not going to be able to see it for another week, over a week. And I'm like, bruh, I want to go see it. So I think we're going to go see it Tuesday, and we're just going to rewatch it with him. But Phantom Thread, I've never seen that. I've never heard of that. But I understand. I was just talking earlier about how I saw 7 movies at the movie theater in 3 days. I was worn out, but it was amazing. Oh, a re-release. Got you. Got you. How did you like Toy Story 5? Let me know. And whoever has seen Toy Story 5, let me know. I haven't seen Obsessed yet. Go see it. Well, wait a minute. You like horror, yeah? Do you like horror? And even still, Obsessed is definitely a horror film, but it's not that bad in my opinion. But it has its moments where it kind of gets that bad, but it's not for that long. I don't know. I don't know. I think it's cool. It's PTA. Paul Thomas Anderson. I haven't seen a lot of his work. Should I? I hear a lot of people talk about him, but I don't think I've seen anything he's done. Wait a minute, no, he did One Battle After Another, so I saw that. That's what's up. That's what I'm talking about, Illuminated Pro. I like all movies. That's what I'm saying. I'm gonna sit down for almost anything. I'm freaking seated. Go see Obsession in theaters. For sure, go see Obsession in theaters. Do that. So, yeah, you guys, like, and I feel like Obsession is a glimpse into like what's to come. Horror has changed. There's something to say. They're giving you things to think about. It's not about the jump scares. I mean, some still are, but a lot of these horror films are becoming like low key think pieces. Some of them a little much, but like Obsession, I feel like it's just enjoyable. And I love how you can kind of see yourself, pieces of yourself in it. I was saying that earlier. Punch Drunk Love, is that what Obsession might be like? I haven't seen Punch Drunk Love. So Toy Story 5 was Buns. Cute for families and kids. Do you like the Toy Story franchise though? Blue 70 millimeter? Let me know. Let me know if you even like the Toy Story franchise like that. I love the Toy Story franchise, so I'm going with or without my daughter. Like, I'm locked in. 4 was all right. It was just all right. What'd you guys think of the Toy Stories? The ones that for y'all that have seen them, 1 through 4. Let me know what y'all thought of those. Oh, PTA, he did that one. He did Punch Drunk Love. I've been hearing great things about Punch Drunk Love. I need to watch that one. You Went Alone. That okay? So you do love Toy Story, but this one was Buns. I've been hearing some mixed reviews about it. That's for sure. But here's my thing. It could be perspective, or maybe just this next wave is just not landing for people who loved the first three. But I look at the first three as an end of an era. You know what I'm saying? The first three are like the Andy saga. That's what I call it. This is how I do Toy Story, because 4 and 5 are its own thing. We have a new kid, which is, and they should be their own thing because we have a new kid. We're in a new room, new owner, new problems. This owner doesn't prefer Woody, but he's cool with it. He like, whatever. Let me just do what I can, whatever it is to make her happy, even if I'm not the best one for the job. That's a different thing for him to do. But then also realize that maybe not having an owner could be cool. Try the wild for a while. So I kind of liked it for what it was. It was a different part of the toys journey. But it doesn't hit like Andy's saga. But it was still cool. I still laughed. You like all movies too? That's what's up, Patrick. That's what I'm saying. We have eclectic taste. I like that. I like to talk movies with people who watch different movies, so that we can connect in different ways and whatnot. So PTA did There Will Be Blood, and The Master is my personal favorite. There Will Be Blood. I feel like I've seen that one once. So long ago, it's like I haven't seen it at all. So I will watch that one. So Punch Drunk Love and There Will Be Blood. Got it. Gotta watch those for sure. Because I hear a lot about him. 4 is a masterpiece. Toy Story 4 is a masterpiece compared to 5. Oh my gosh. We gonna see. We gonna see, Blue. That's tragic. But I'm gonna go see. I'm gonna go see. Because I'm excited to see the tablet, the evil tablet, and what they do with that. Like, that's my main interest for Toy Story 5, is because the tablet is unknown territory. I mean, the toys are always in some kind of a crisis. That's essentially, we're here for the crisis and how they're going to overcome this. How are they still going to matter by the time this movie is over? And so I'm like, that's what I'm here for. What is the tablet going to do? And like the challenges that they face and how they're going to overcome them. So that's the story that I'm here for. And hopefully that's good, because that's really all I'm kind of looking to see. The tablet aspect was fun. It just got old. Interesting. Interesting. That's too bad. But we'll see. I'll see how I like it. Um so yeah, you guys, I love the era that we're in. I feel like we're getting fresh blood, and I'm so excited to see what movies people come up with, you know, to where you don't have to follow the traditional route in order to get your work out there. You know, I feel like the gatekeepers are still holding the keys, but they're looking beyond film school for their next hits cuz they don't know what to do anymore. We're in a new era. You know, the systems that used to work don't work anymore. You need to do something different. You want something different, you need to do something different. And this is the same thing that happened in WWE. You guys remember the Attitude Era? Epic. Epic. Shawn Michaels and freaking Triple H was just all over the world. Just and it was just chaos. It was crazy. We got some of our biggest superstars during that era. Man, but that was because the business was about to completely fail. See, I know this because I'm married to a WWE person. Like my husband was on WWE Raw, okay? Like for one episode, dude fought the Big Show. And so he knows like all of this stuff, all of this knowledge. And so I know that the business was failing and they were about to go out of business. And so they got desperate and they looked at the talent and was like, just do your thing. And they, what they say, gave the business to the boys. And so after that, that's when we got the Attitude Era because they didn't know what to do anymore. And they kind of acting like it right now. But yeah, it's just, so I feel like that's what's happening in Hollywood right now. They're handing the business over to the fans, the people who don't have agendas, the people who don't have the same issues and desires that these multi-billion-dollar studios do. They're not walking on eggshells. You know, we just making stuff at the house. And we said what we want to say, and we're not changing it. Like Curry Barker could have made a change to Obsession that could have changed the whole movie. It probably would have ruined it because someone offered him $2 million to change the script. To say, I don't know if you guys knew that about Obsession, but he was the director and writer was offered $2 million to make Bear the hero, which is wild to me because why? You know, why do we need to make Bear a hero? And so, and he said no. And I love that. Stand on it. Stand on your story. Protect your art. You know what I'm saying? Because I've always believed that if you just let the artist do their thing and don't worry about anything else, that's when you get the best stuff. Because you got the Quentin Tarantinos who are not worried about who they offend when it comes to certain phrases that are used. Phrases that in reality, if we just keeping it a buck, these phrases are used behind closed doors all the time. People just, most people just choose to behave a certain way in public. Let's just be for real. That's how people move. I've overheard conversations and I'm just like, but it's still, it's going to rub people the wrong way. But hey, that's his art. That's how he chose to paint that canvas. And it hits differently and it brings a raw authenticity that hits you. It shocks you. It stays with you. So he has his reasons for doing what he does, but just let the artist paint. At the end of the day, that's when you're going to get the best stuff. That is and always has been and always will be the cheat code. Let the artist do their work. Don't interfere with the casting. They chose these people for a reason. Don't come up in here as a producer talking about, no, you need to go get this person because they have 2.4 million followers. So what? Granted, I get it. You want to make your money back. This is a business, but take the freaking risk. There's always risk in business. So let them do their thing. Let them choose people that are perfect for the job because that's what's going to give you the best product and give the people, us, the audience, the best experience to where I cannot help myself but get on God's internet and be like, y'all need to go see The Furious. Y'all need to go see Obsession. Because there are movies that I see, some of them I don't even talk about. Because for what? For what? This was a movie that seemed like they just slapped together and hoped for the best, and as long as they turned a profit, it's okay. You have to as a business, you have to care about your customers experience. Don't put a movie in the theater that doesn't have any heart, that lacks character development, that is overwhelmingly trying to shove something down my throat. Present information to me and let me decide what I'm going to do with that. 'Cause a lot of these movies, they'll demonize you before you even formulated an opinion. If you go in the opposite direction, I'm like, bruh, come on now. Let's not weaponize the content. So that's how I feel about it. And I'm super excited because these creators, these Kane Parsons, these Curry Barkers, they don't care. They're doing their thing. And that is the perfect time for us as movie lovers. And it's already happening, because look at what Ryan Coogler did with Sinners. Look at what they did even with Project Hail Mary. How did somebody make me fall in love with a rock that doesn't speak any English? I really liked Project Hail Mary. It had heart. The movie doesn't have to be perfect. Make me feel something. Make me feel happy, sad, scared, devastated. Give me an experience. And you can't do that when you're focused on who has how many followers. There's other ways to promote a film beyond trying to get somebody's followers to show up. It's played. That was 20 years ago. I grew up in that era. We are not in the era of a celebrity anymore. You need to give a good product. Once upon a time, we didn't go to see Enemy of the State. We went to go see the new Will Smith movie. We didn't go see, you know what I'm saying, A Thin Line Between Love and Hate. We went to go see the new Martin Lawrence movie. That was the era we grew up in. We went to go see the new Denzel movie, the new Tom Cruise movie. The celebrity meant something before social media. Social media has completely destroyed celebrity culture. We have too much access and there is no more mystery. So this whole who has the biggest following is played and it doesn't even work. So, I mean, you're going to get some, but the best thing you could do is make a fire product. And how you do that, let the artist paint. Let them cook. You know what I'm saying? So y'all are funny. Illuminated process. Say it louder for the haters in the back. That's what I'm saying. Because I am the target audience. I'm one of the people that's going to the theater, leaving my house to go see this stuff. And I got to tell you, there's something offensive about me leaving my house to go have an experience because I'm open like that. We eclectic up in here. We understand each other. We see all kind of stuff. I'm not only going to see action movies. I go see everything. I went to go see Stop That Train and The Breadwinner and Power Ballad this week. I try to go see everything when I can. That era almost got me suspended. What you mean? What you mean? Oh, you talking about the Attitude era? I went on a rant for a while. My bad, Blue. But yeah, anyway, I go to the theater. I am the target audience, and I'm speaking for a lot of people. I know I'm not the only one that feels this way. I mean, Illuminate Pro said preach, straight up. It's just incredibly frustrating. But I'm excited for the turn. But there is a part that I'm not so excited about. And the part of the industry that I'm not so excited about is this AI stuff. I'm just simple and plain AI and filmmaking. So we kind of touched on this last week and someone declared very boldly F AI. And I feel that because I don't know personally, but I hear the streets be saying that it has terrible impact on our environment. A lot of the things that we use have a terrible impact on our environment, but they're saying this one is worse. So my thing is, well, what are we looking at here? I'm like, it's here. It's not coming. It is here. And so what does the big picture look like as far as what some of Hollywood's prominent figures are saying? And from what I've gathered, it seems like the picture that they are painting is that they want to use AI as a tool, meaning storyboarding and like script development to help them flesh out their ideas to be able to present to a script writer, not have it write the script. Still get a script writer, but use the tool to help them get their ideas together so that they can then present to a script writer, because it just helps the process along faster. But one job that I do think is going to end up struggling is definitely going to be the storyboard artist. That's what Martin Scorsese was saying. So the guys, Ron Howard, and I can't think of his name, the other guy, but the guys that produced The Grinch, they were saying that they would like to use it as the tool for the script to then present to the script writer and still have a human write the script. Martin Scorsese said that he wants to use it as a tool to help with the storyboarding process, because the storyboarding process takes so long. And so he would like to use it for that. But my thing is, are they really going to keep that inch? And I doubt it. So Patrick said, I mean, if it's going to save the budget, so be it, but I'd prefer CGI and man created. Agreed. I don't really want to see any, because here's the thing, with all technological advancement, jobs will always suffer. That's just how that works. That's the end of sentence. However, I do believe that when it comes to creating, you have to keep the human aspect in it. So, am I mad at as a creator? Am I mad at a tool that's going to help me flesh out my thoughts? That's not going to replace. This isn't going to replace a human. I have mixed feelings, but I'm not that mad at it. But the storyboarding, like, bruh, that's a whole job, a whole industry of storyboard artists. And I feel like I would keep the human in it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's me. I guess that's the purist side of me. But as a creator, I understand wanting to use new tools because they do help. But then we always have to ask ourselves, at what cost? And I feel like as a society, as a even a planet, we would be much better off if someone would have stopped to ask, would we be better off? Because sure, it does save money. But my thing is, who's going to benefit from the savings in the long run? Can we benefit from the savings in the long run? You know what I'm saying? Because if it doesn't cost as much to produce a film, then that means you have more money to work with for marketing and distribution. So I don't know. And if you're putting out more quality content and faster because you have more money to play with, then I would hope that and if you're giving us good products, I would hope that that would increase the demand, kind of create a ripple effect throughout the entire industry where there would be a need for movie theater expansion. You know what I'm saying? And stuff like that, so that AMC's and the Regals and the Cinemarks and maybe even some of these smaller brands like Galaxy and Maya and Brendan theaters, like, they can expand and basically they can get more money. And if they're getting more money, then can we get lower ticket prices? You know what I'm saying? Like, if they're going to save money on the production, I want it to somehow trickle down to us to where we can benefit too. Not just they've cut the budget for themselves, but we're still paying $16.99 for a ticket outside of matinee on a Friday, Saturday night for like a standard movie. So that would be nice if they did that. As for creator and storylines to boarding, nah, no AI. Creator and story. Yeah. And it would be nice. It would be nice. I would love that for us. So that's one thing that I'm a little concerned about that's going on. You know, where is it going to stop? I think Ben Affleck like owns an AI company now, and he's creating something for filmmakers, specifically some kind of a platform specifically for filmmakers. I just hope that it doesn't hurt the industry overall. But we'll see. Cause I mean, people they shot down the AI actors and stuff, but we're still gonna get full blown AI movies. But I think AMC said that they are not going to show it. So there's still power with the people, because the people aren't going to support it. I wouldn't go see a full blown AI movie, not even out of curiosity. I don't want to see that. I just put that on YouTube. Don't have me paying to see something no, that doesn't interest me. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Share the love. Let's all benefit. Because if I'm saying they should be able to do more since they're spending less money, and if they take heed to what the people are saying, they'll be spending less money on talent too, because they're not going after big names all the time. So annoying. But if the profit can trickle down to us, that would be nice. But I don't know. I feel like if the stories are true about the impact on the planet, then we shouldn't even be having this conversation. But since I don't know that yet, that's just what and there's so much out there. There's so much information out there. It's hard to even decipher what's true and what's not, what's real and what's not. So, and I haven't dug into it yet. But if that's true, then it shouldn't be here at all. If it's really gonna, drain us of all our water, like, so it's crazy. I don't know. I don't know. But we got some movies in theaters. Have you guys seen anything that came out this week? What's in theaters right now? Toy Story 5. I know Blue said he saw Toy Story 5. And then The Death of Robin Hood. Love The Death of Robin Hood. And I love it. I'm so excited for it. I love the way the trailer looked. I saw pieces of the trailer. I'm super excited for it, but I've heard some mixed reviews about it. I want to see Leviticus as well. I'm curious what they're going to do with that. And then Girls Like Girls. Same. It's Pride Month, and I think that they've been doing the damn thing. Like, they did Stop That Train. That was one, and then Girls Like Girls and Leviticus. I feel like there was one more that was released. I can't remember. Am I missing it? I don't know. But yeah, they've been dropping some stuff. You want to support LGBTQ movies? There's like 3 in theaters right now. Well, not right now. Yeah, right now. Leviticus is out. The last theater movie was Mando and Gigi. Oh, that's right. Well, what's gonna pull you out? I mean, I know you be busy. It's hard to get to the theaters when you be busy. But yeah. When's the next time you hit in the theater, Patrick? Come on now. Obsession is in theaters and The Furious is in theaters. Get your jaws to the theater. Now let's talk about what's coming to theaters. So we got Supergirl coming. And I heard that the reviews are in and it's good stuff. So I'm excited to see Supergirl, even though I didn't care for Superman. I just didn't. I like the other one. I like Man of Steel. I like Zack Snyder's Superman more. And then I actually saw the trailer for Jackass Best and Last. And it just basically looks like the old version of the crew. Like, they old now and they're doing like a final run and even repeating some of their most iconic stunts. I never was really into Jackass like that, so I'm not gonna see that. I cringe. I cringe so hard. And I think this might be a smaller release, but couture. And it's about a high fashion drama exploring ambition, creativity, and the sacrifices required to succeed in the competitive world of luxury fashion. See, I like stuff like that. Give me a glimpse. I love to get a glimpse into worlds that I have never encountered. Do you guys like that? Because I love it. Like, there's this movie called East of Wall, and you get a glimpse into like the Midwest horse rancher life. And I was like, I love this. It's a drama, pure drama. So if you don't like nothing slow, dramas are typically slow. But it was good. And I was like, I love getting a glimpse into different worlds. It's one of my favorite things about watching movies. I knew what you meant when you said when you said Gigi. I was like that. I thought that's what you called Grogu. I thought it was cute. Supergirl might Jackass for sure. Were you into Jackass back in the day, Patrick? That doesn't surprise me. It's just it's too cringy for me. Where it's like like my husband will send me videos of people getting hurt, and I'm like, don't send me that. I can't. I just ooh ah. I always kind of was curious, but I was like, nah, not doing it. I'm not doing it. But yeah, I wouldn't say that excited for Supergirl. I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with it because I think that she's gonna be fun. I liked her small appearance in Superman. So I'm curious, like, what does a reckless person do with their powers? She seems a little reckless, but I don't know. We'll see. We shall see. And then, of course, the Summer Movie Express is still happening. Who likes to see family movies in the theaters? Because Regal has one that's been going on since June 1st, and these are all during the week, Monday through Thursday in the morning, and they have concession deals. And then Cinemark is doing it too. There's a 175. I haven't been there yet, but it's on Wednesdays early, early, early. And they also have dollar off concession deals. And then AMC is finally starting late tomorrow. They finally start tomorrow and they do Mondays and Wednesdays for $3 because AMC is always more. But they believe they provide a better experience. And in some ways they do. They do provide some premium stuff. But they need to clean their bathrooms at Las Vegas Town Square because the bathrooms are nasty. I shouldn't be able to smell the bathroom before I get into it. And they need to update some of their auditoriums. I'm just saying, if you're going to be premium, we should no longer be all stadium seatings like in 1995's chairs. I said it. Update your theaters. Regal in Vegas is not to be messed with. They have remodeled their Red Rock Casino location. They have remodeled their Green Valley location. Their I think their Boulder station's already done because that one's nice. They have nice theaters all over town. The luxury Cinnabar is fire at Palace Station. I haven't even been to the one in Summerlin yet, but they have another luxury theater. I should take myself on a date soon. Maybe I'll do that in like a week or two. Go check out the luxury theater. You guys ever go to luxury theaters? You ever feel fancy? I feel like I think I'm gonna start doing that. Like get dressed up. You guys, they going to the movie theater and going to like go fly up on a plane used to be an occasion that was worthy of your best clothing. Like you used to dress your best to go to the movies. I think I want to do that. I think I'm gonna start getting dressed up and like going to the cinema, go to the luxury ones, like and just be fancy, have dinner, have a drink, get there super early. I think so. Actually, yeah, I was pissed because before Jackass was a thing, me and my friends were doing that stupid stuff to each other. You were doing Jackass pranks to each other? Oh my gosh. Did anyone get seriously injured? If only you turned on a camera and showed it to the world, then we would be having a different conversation. I could be interviewing you. If only. I'm sure there were a lot of people doing stuff like that, but nobody thinks to turn on the camera, and that's the thing. So that sucks. Woo. That's crazy though. I could never get what I'm like, oh my gosh, somebody's gonna die. So, and then free movies are still going on. Boom. Same list for June, but I have been watching stuff. What did I watch? I want to watch Speed this week. Maybe I'll do a Speed watch party. I haven't done a watch party in like a week, so we need to do one on Discord. Ooh, Straight Outta Compton could be good. I heard that Straight Outta Compton was pretty much like written on the fly, which was wild to me. And then I also have some Pluto TV ones for you guys. I haven't watched anything on Pluto TV this month. Pluto TV is a little bit of a hassle because they don't want to let me navigate freely. You fell off of a 25-foot cliff covered in snow because we were going to play cops and bad guys. Oh my gosh. Dang. Well, good. I guess the snow being there was good. Did it help break your fall? Good grief. Oh my gosh, that ice water is hitting. I'm a little bummed because the only day that I might go to the theater is Tuesday. And that just bums me out because I'm in a rhythm, you know, but I can't. My husband's working. I'll just burn up the theater when he gets back. But I have been putting my Regal Unlimited to work. You hear me? And this is why I have it. Because there are some times where I just be on a heater and I need to be at the theater whenever I feel like it. I don't like limitations. Could you imagine if I hit my 4 maximum in the middle of a 7 movie marathon? I'd have been mad. I'd have been big mad. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Patrick. Falling off cliffs. I did a Keanu Reeves dive across the snow and was wearing those swishy Nike sweatsuits. I know exactly what you're talking about. Oh my gosh. What's a Keanu Reeves dive? Give me a movie that he did it in. Have you guys seen Speed? I love Speed. What's the music for it? I love me a good score. But Speed was a good one with Keanu Reeves. That was my introduction to Keanu Reeves. Oh, he was so sexy. Jeez. That was like, woof, goodness. It was. It's just telling the truth. I remember I was crushing hard when I first saw him in that movie. I was like, who is this man? And why is he so fine? What is his ethnicity? Because he don't look Caucasian. What is this man? I had questions. Couldn't find out he Hawaiian. I was like, oh, he looks so different now. Like any kind of action hero dive wash. Oh, I know what you're talking about. Now, was it on your shoulder? So it had to be like the shoulder dive and slide. If so, that sounds like it might have looked really cool. It might have looked cool. I want to watch some shows. Now I'm overwhelmed with where I'm going to start. I'm currently watching Spider Noir. 2 episodes in. 3 episodes in. I want to watch Breaking Bad. But I also want to watch The Bear. But I also want to watch the fuck is that show's name? My brain keeps saying Lord of the Rings, but it is not that. And I'm like, my brain, I'm just gonna say that to get it out because I'm like, I don't know why I keep saying it, but it's not that. It's the one with the dragons and stuff. It's not House of the Dragons. Why am I spazzing on the name of this show? Patrick, you were telling me to watch it for forever. Oh, like a dive slide into home plate. So like on your stomach. Oh, that sounds like something to behold. What is the name of that show? Oh my gosh, that House of Dragons is a spinoff of Game of Thrones. Gosh, I spazzed so hard on that. I want to watch that. I want to watch that Apple TV one, Severance. Now I'm like, where do I start? I guess let's try to see. Help me out, guys. What am I in the mood for? Because these movies, some of these movies are disappointing. Like I said, I watched 5 new movies and none of them really did a thing for me. Out of the 7, the rewatches did it for me. I'm like, I want a good story. Let me tell y'all what I want. I want amazing characters and I want a fire story. I want to be locked in. Like so locked in that I don't know, that I'm just like binging. I want to binge. Like I want to watch a season in a day. Just be on Discord all day on a Saturday. And that's all we doing is watching this show. What show hits like that? And energy, I don't know. I don't know. I want something a little messy. Like it can be dark, but I like messy. You know, like mob stuff is messy. Drama. I want drama. Okay, so Patrick said Breaking Bad if I haven't seen it. I've seen either the first episode or the first 4 episodes. But I started it, but I didn't finish it because I was like, this needs to be done. I need to finish this. Like, I need to be done. Maybe it could be that one. Yeah, I finally got it. Took me a minute. You got to see with Jason Momoa or the Hawaiian one. Well, I think Jason Mimosa is the high one. Is the Hawaiian one? We call him Jason Mimosa in this house. My husband got me doing that shit. Let me write these down. So, see Breaking Bad, Game of Thrones. There was a show that I wanted to see called Mobland that looked like it was going to be really good. But yeah, I'm like transitioning into the TV era. I can't help it. When it happens, it happens. I love Dexter. Hi, Larry King. What's up? Welcome in. We talking movies. Well, right now we talking TV shows. I'm getting recommendations because every 2 to 3 years I go on just a binger with TV shows. Like it's serious. And movies just kind of take a back. They don't take a back seat. New movies kind of do. I'll be diving into like older movies and doing those things while I watch TV shows. Dexter was amazing, but did you watch the 2 shows beyond the original Dexter? Because I didn't watch those. I was like, ooh, I enjoyed Dexter, and I don't want to continue the story if there's nothing really there or if they messed it up. But if Dexter is still Dexter, I'll watch it. God of War. I don't think I've heard of that one. Isn't that a video game? Ooh, I've heard of Ted Lasso. That's an Apple TV. You know what? I might start there. I might start on Apple TV because when I did their 30-day free trial, I really was enjoying their content. I was watching some comedy TV show that I didn't get to finish because they hadn't finished the season and I didn't check first. I was so mad. You guys ever start watching a TV show and you don't realize that they haven't even finished the first season? I was so mad. Okay. Ted Lasso, Mainland, Tom Hardy, and Pierce Brosnan. Oh, Sign me up. I'm here for that. What? Maybe that's Mobland because that sounds like Mobland. But I'm gonna write down mainland just in case that's a typo. So are the Dexter spinoffs good? Patrick, let me know. Let me know. What's up, Impaled? What is that? Gullielps? I hope I said that right. But say what's up. We talking movies, TV shows, whatever. Uh Chief of War, not God of War. See, I have to be double checking with you, Patrick. Okay. And are we sure it's mainland and not mobland? Your friends and neighbors. That's the name of a show? Your friends and neighbors. What a title. Okay, Mobland. Okay, that's what I thought because I was like, and I think Helen Mirren is in there too. I'm definitely watching that one on Paramount Plus. Ooh, yeah. Okay, that's enough to start with. Good grief. I'm gonna put them in a bucket and freaking flip a coin or something. My personal opinion was they were good. Okay, that's what's up. I also heard Yellowstone was really good. Okay, we're gonna stop there. Got you all excited talking your favorite TV shows, huh? I feel you. It be like that sometimes. I get like that when I talk movies. Sometimes I start talking real fast. So I be getting excited. I'm like trying to slow down. Oh, your friends and neighbors on. See, I like Apple TV. I might need to go ahead and get the get the subscription and just make sure I focus so that I don't have to hold on to it for too long. Gotta lock in and get it done. I just don't want to pay for subscriptions anymore. You know, I'm paying for one, I think, but that's why but I like diving into older movies. I get a kick out of exploring the older movies. Like this collection of mine, we got to start watching stuff. But listen, y'all, I got to roll. This was so much fun. I love talking movies with y'all. If you notice today, there wasn't a lot of stuff. If you've been here, I'll be having slides on slides on slides just because it's interactive, it's fun. But I don't know. I feel like if I, tighten it up, simplify things, just come on here and just hang without having like a program, I can do this more often. You know what I'm saying? Because once a week, I don't know. I just wanna talk to y'all more. That's really what it comes down to. I would love to talk movies with y'all more. So I think it's just gonna be we just gonna be butt naked like this. Yeah. Yellowstone isn't oh, is it? Yellowstone is amazing storyline and show. My mom, she loves it. She loves it. And apparently they have some spinoffs now. Oh, Peaky Blinders. I gotta watch Peaky Blinders because I love me some Killian Murphy, honey. He gets down. Okay, Mobland has signed for a second season. Yes. Yes. How about watch and discuss? What's up? How do I say this? Is it like a play on Vision DA1 or is it like Visionda? Let me know so I say your name right. But what's up? And welcome in. Yes. What's up? But how about watch and discuss? Watch and discuss what specifically? Let me know. Like watch and discuss movies or TV shows cuz I do watch parties on Discord. Vision. See, that's why we ask questions. What's up, Vision? Thanks for being here. Peak. Oh, see, I forgot. I didn't even write it down. Vision came up in here, and I was like, "What's up?" Okay, so Peaky Blinders. Gotta watch it. Any movie I pick. Well, we do that on my Discord watch parties. So, um, if you check my any of my descriptions, really, or like profile bios, I have a link tree. Join my Discord. So that's what we do. And I show the movie. I gotta make sure whatever movie we watch, I show it. And then we can open it. I'll add that. We haven't been doing discussions as much. So we can do that. I'm down to do that. That'd be a nice thing to add to the watch parties. Watch a movie together and we only stay in the chat. I'm not talking. Like we just talking in the chat during the movie. That way nobody's distracted. And then when it's over, yeah, we can chat. I'm down with that for sure. Either or maybe both. That's what's up. So yeah, just follow my Discord or join it. I think it's joining it. Yeah, so join. Thank you. So join the Discord and that's where we can do that for sure. And then we can also do things where if I watch something, that we can just come on here and talk about it. I would like to do that. Probably start going live after I watch a movie in theaters. That would be cool. Or anything new, really. I like that. See, look, Vision, first time in here, bring it, just adding value. Love it. Thank you. And welcome. I hope you stick around. We have fun up in here. We've been talking for the last hour or so. So kind of missed all the juice. I went to the theater to see 7 movies this week and all kind of stuff happened in movie news, but I would give you a rundown, but that's going to take too long and I got to go. But I will see you next Sunday, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for sure. That is my slot. That's like the thing. 6 p.m. This is generally what we talk about, recent watches, what's coming to theaters, and then we just be chit chatting. We be all kinds of off topic, just hanging out for about an hour, hour and a half or so. So you can catch the replay though. We talked about some cool stuff today, and I was preaching a little bit. That's what Illuminator Pro. Illuminator Pro was like, preach, because I was talking about the industry and the changes that are happening and stuff. So you catch the replay when it comes up. But we'll be here next week, Sunday, 6 p.m. for sure. But I might just start popping up. So just turn on your notifications so that you know when I'm live. Because yeah, I'm going to start popping up on y'all. I will and help you if you need. That's what's up. All right. So you guys have an amazing night and week. And I will see y'all here next week, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Love y'all so much. Thank you for hanging with me. And I'm going to go ahead and get up out of here. I got dinner and a husband waiting on me. We about to be chilling. So I'll see y'all next week. Bye.